Hello students, this is our third chapter, chapter 3, that is special milk, and this is our first lecture for third chapter. So our today's point is sterilized milk. So what is definition of sterilized milk or what is sterilization? Sterilized milk may be defined as homogenized milk which has been heated to a temperature of 100 degrees centigrade or above that temperature for such a length of time that it remains fit for human consumption for at least 7 days or for a week at room temperature. That is sterilization. So sterilization of milk is aimed to killing all microorganisms which are present in that milk, which including bacterial spores, so that the packed milk can be stored for a long period of ambient temperature without spoilage by microorganisms and pathogens. So since molds and yeasts are readily killed, we are only concerned about bacteria. To that end, 30 minutes at 110 degrees centigrade in bottle sterilization, when we use bottle sterilization for 30 seconds at 130 degrees centigrade or at 145 degrees centigrade, that is usually sufficient. The latter two are examples of so-called UHT, that is ultra high temperature, that is for short time treatment. Okay, and heating for 30 minutes at 110 degrees centigrade inactivates all milk enzymes but not all bacterial lipase and proteinase are fully inactivated. That temperature which is sufficient to inactivate all milk enzymes, that temperature is 110 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes or for half hour, which is sufficient to inactivate all milk enzymes but not all bacterial lipase and proteinase are fully inactivated in that temperature. So what is requirement of sterilized milk? Okay, sterilized milk must satisfy following requirements. Number 1, remain stable without deterioration of good commercial value for a sufficient period to satisfy commercial requirements, and second one is free of microorganisms and less harmful to consumer health such as pathogenic toxinogenic germs and toxins, and last one is that should not show sign of bacterial growth. So these are requirements for sterilization to sterilize milk. Okay, so there are some advantages of sterilization. So number 1 advantage of sterilization is remarkable keeping quality. Does not need refrigerated storage. Remarkable keeping quality and sterilization does not need refrigerated storage or refrigeration. Second advantage is no cream layer or plug or sludge formation. There is no cream layer takes place or sludge formation takes place on sterilized milk. Sterilized milk forms a soft digestible curd and hence useful for feeding of infants and invalids. Okay, so this is third advantage of sterilized milk. So we can use that milk for infants and old people also, because it is very soft. It forms soft digestible curd, or that curd can easily digestible. Next advantage of that milk is distinction rich flavor. It shows distinctive rich flavor due to homogenization. That sterilized milk is always homogenized, that's why it shows distinctive rich flavor. That sterilized milk is economical to use. It is very economical to use, and that is less liable to destroy oxidized taints. That milk is less liable to develop oxidized taints. That's why this milk is that's why the keeping quality of that milk is good, or shelf life period is more after sterilization. So these are some advantages of sterilization. So there are some disadvantages of this process or the sterilization. What are disadvantages? Sterilized milk increased cost of production. Because of sterilization, cost of production increases. This is first disadvantage. Then second one is more loss in nutritive value than pasteurization. When we compare between pasteurization and sterilization process shows more loss in nutritive value as compared to pasteurization process. That this one is a second disadvantage of sterilization. And Gerber test by normal procedure not so accurate. After sterilization, if we take Gerber test by normal procedure, that test not so accurate. That this one is a third disadvantage of sterilization. It shows comparatively low nutritive value than pasteurization, and 50% of vitamin C and 33% of vitamin B which is originally present are destroyed, and there is slightly reduction in the biological values of the milk protein. This is one more disadvantage of sterilization process. Now, what are methods of manufacture? There are two methods of manufacture. First one, in bottle sterilization, and second one is a ultra high temperature method of sterilization. Two methods are there. First one is a bottle sterilization and second one is a ultra high temperature method sterilization. So in bottle sterilization, we can see in this picture a flow sheet diagram of in bottle sterilization. When milk is filled in that bottle and the sterilization process takes place, so that process is in bottle sterilization, and second one is a ultra high temperature method of sterilization. So this is flow sheet diagram. In this picture we can see flow sheet diagram of in bottle sterilization. So first step is a receiving of milk, then cooling to 5 degree and bulk storage. Okay, then preheating of that milk, that is up to 35 degree to 40 degree centigrade. Then filtration process, filtration of that milk by using different types of filters and clarifiers, then clarification. Then again cool the milk at 5 degree centigrade. The next step is cooling up to 5 degree centigrade. Then standardization and storage. So temperature maintain up to 5 degree centigrade for storage. Then again preheating up to 60 degree temperature, 60 degree centigrade temperature. After standardization and storage, preheating, next step is a preheating, which is up to 60 degree. Then homogenization, okay, homogenization at also in also 60 degree centigrade. Then clarification in 60 degree centigrade. Then filling and capping in clean and sanitized bottle. So sanitized and clean bottles are used for milk filling and capping, means that is bottle packing process. Then sterilization, again sterilization process, which is takes place, the temperature used for sterilization is 108 to 111 degree centigrade for 25 to 30 minutes, means 108 to 111 temperature, 11 degree centigrade temperature for approximately half hour. Then cooling, that cooling procedure takes place at room temperature. So last step is cooling, and next one is storage, which is also takes place in room temperature. So here it is flow sheet diagram for in bottle sterilization process. Here is a flow sheet diagram of sterilized milk. Okay, so our next point is ultra high temperature, that is UHT method of sterilization. UHT means ultra high temperature. What is that? In this process, the milk is heated to 135 to 150 degree centigrade for a few seconds, or a fraction of, it is for few seconds, not fraction of seconds, generally in a plate or a tubular heat exchanger. Okay, the milk which is almost sterile has to be filled into containers for distribution, and the filling has to done aseptically. That filling must be done aseptically. In many cases, pre-sterilization as above is followed by in-bottle sterilization. So that pre-sterilization which we have already discussed in that flow sheet chart is followed by in-bottle sterilization. The milk which is almost sterile is filled into containers and sealed, especially in a specially designed aseptic packing system. packing systems, different types of packing systems are used for that purpose, and the packed milk can be stored at room temperature up to a period of 6 months. Okay, the period is 6 months. So there are some tests once a week. This is why sterilized milk has great scope in warm countries as long as household refrigerators are not in common use. That's why we use this process of sterilization or ultra high temperature sterilization. So there are some tests. Turbidity test. First one is a turbidity test. What is this turbidity test? This is the official test to check the turbidity of that milk after sterilization. The next one is a bacterial count. Next test is a bacterial count test, and last one is a phosphate test that is not applicable to sterilized milk. That last one is a phosphate test, means phosphate inactivation test, that is not applicable to sterilized milk. So there are 3 tests. Then there are some faults. The most common fault is browning of milk. Because of this fault, plain sterilized milk is not so popular. That's why that plain sterilized milk, only sterilized milk is not so popular. So flavored and simultaneously colored milk. Okay, to hide that or to remove that browning or off flavor, we used flavored milk or sometimes colored milk. So that sterilized milk is more popular. That colored and flavored sterilized milk is more popular as compared to plain sterilized milk, because of most common fault is browning of milk or development of off flavor in that milk. We used flavored and sometimes colored sterilized milk as colored sterilized milk instead of plain sterilized milk. Okay, so next point is homogenization. Homogenization of milk is the process of forcing the milk through a homogenizer with the object of subdividing the fat globules. In efficiently homogenized milk, the fat globules, there are some fat globules, are subdivided to 2 microns or less in diameters. So what is exactly homogenization? It is process in which fat globules in milk are broken down to a size small enough to prevent the formation of a cream layer. That fat globules broken down to a very small size, that size of that fat globule, or broken down to a small size, that small size is enough to prevent the formation of a cream layer. So homogenizer is a machine which disintegrates the fat globules of milk. So in this picture we can see homogenization process, and in that picture we can see homogenizer, a machine which is used for homogenization process. Okay, so exactly definition of homogenization is: homogenized milk is a milk which has been treated in such a manner so as to ensure breakup of the fat globules to such an extent that after 48 hours undisturbed storage, no visible cream separation occurs on the top of the milk. That is proper definition of homogenization. Okay, there are some merits or advantage or demerits or disadvantage of that homogenization process also. So what are advantages or merits of homogenization process? First one, no formation of cream layer or sludge formation takes place after homogenization. Then second one is a fat will not churn. The second advantage is fat will not churn, or fat in milk does not churn due to rough handling or excessive agitation. Third advantage is thick body and rich appearance. Milk shows thick body and rich appearance, so better adapted for bulk distribution. Mixing is not necessary after homogenization process. Fourth advantage is that milk produces soft curd. That curd is easily digestible. Okay, so that milk is more palatably tasty due to brighter appearance, heavier body and richer flavor. then that milk becomes less susceptible to oxidation. Okay, that milk becomes less susceptible to oxidation or oxidized flavor and development. So these are some advantages of homogenization process. Then there are some disadvantages or demerits of that homogenization process. So disadvantages are as follows. First one, homogenization process increase cost of production. Because of machinery we use for homogenization, that process increases cost of production. Then that process after homogenization, fat from return homogenized milk is difficult to salvage. So this is second disadvantage. Return homogenized milk difficult to utilize. Fat recovery is a great problem. This is second disadvantage of homogenization. Then sediment appears to a greater degree over the milk. So sediment, percentage of sediment is greater after homogenization. Then curdling in cookery. Many produce that homogenization may produce rancidity if temperature is not kept adequately high. That it produces rancidity. So that is more susceptible to the production of activated or sunshine flavored effect and greater tendency of milk seepage through bottle caps. Okay, so these are disadvantages of homogenization milk. So what are factors influencing homogenization? There are some factors which influencing homogenization. First one is the temperature. At the time of homogenization, the milk should be at a temperature above the melting point of fat, above 33 degrees centigrade. This is because fat should be in liquid state for proper subdivision. So this factor is important. The enzyme lipase should be inactivated. That enzyme which are present in that milk, that is lipase, should be inactivated, preferably prior to homogenization or immediately afterwards. This can be achieved by heating the milk to a temperature of 55 degrees centigrade or more than that temperature. Okay. Then third factor is, in usual practice, the milk is heated to 65 to 70 degrees centigrade for homogenization process, and the danger zone for lipase at lipase means any fat splitting enzymes, that the temperature is 38 to 49 degrees centigrade should be avoided during or after homogenization. So these factors influencing homogenization process. Okay. So next factor is first one is a temperature, next one is a pressure. So what is influence of pressure on homogenization? In a single stage, usually 2000 to 2500 psi pressure is sufficient. Psi pressure is sufficient up to 6 degrees centigrade fat milk. So higher pressure may increases the tendency for the milk to curdle, means cause to form into curds. It forms curd. It shows curd formation when cooked. So this is due to the increased destabilizing effect on milk protein. Okay. So this is because of pressure or the influence of pressure of homogenization milk. So for liquid products with more than 6% fat, two-stage homogenization is needed to prevent fat clumping. That is 200 psi at the first stage and 500 psi at the second stage. Okay. Then next one is processes which are involved in production of homogenized milk. There are some different processes, various processes which are involved in production of homogenized milk. The main considerations are, all homogenized milk must be pasteurized either prior to homogenization or immediately after that. Okay. Second one, the homogenized milk should preferably be clarified after homogenization. Then third one is Under Indian conditions, the following sequences is desirable so as to avoid any post-pasteurization contamination. So there are sequences which are sequences is desirable to avoid any post-pasteurization contamination. So sequences are, first one is a preheating, then homogenization, then clarification, pasteurization, and last one is a cooling. Again sequence is preheating, homogenization, clarification, pasteurization, and last one is a cooling. Okay, so in this flow sheet diagram, this is a flow sheet diagram of homogenized milk. We can see manufacture of homogenized milk process or steps of manufacturing of homogenized milk in this flow sheet diagram. So first one is, or first step is a receiving of milk, that is receiving milk. Then second is a cooling of that cooling that milk up to 5 degrees centigrade and bulk storage. Okay, then next step is a preheating up to 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. Then filtration or clarification by using different types of filters or clarifiers. Then cooling of milk at 5 degrees centigrade. The next step is standardization and storage. Standardization process takes place and then storage of that milk up to 5 degrees centigrade. Then again preheating is done at 60 degrees centigrade. The next step is again homogenization at 2500 psi to 60 degrees centigrade. The next step is pasteurization. The process of pasteurization is a Holder or HTST type of pasteurization. After homogenization, next step is a pasteurization, which is HTST type of pasteurization process. Then after pasteurization, cooling process takes place, which is up to 5 degrees centigrade. Then next step is a bottling of milk, or milk is filled in different bottles or containers, that is bottling of milk. And last one is a storage of that sealed or packed bottled milk up to 5 degrees centigrade. So these are some steps which are involved in homogenization process, or this one is a flow sheet diagram of homogenized milk. Okay, so in our next chapter we will discuss flavored milk. Okay, thank you.